Sunday, January 21st, 2018. We're looking at the lower level water vapor imagery for North America. And here we can see where there's the dry areas of high pressure, where all the moisture is. This is the past. This goes back clear to I think the 19th, back a few days. Right, yeah, the 19th. And we can watch how this all develops here. And as I took note, there's been this area of Chembombs down here in the south constantly for at least a week or two down here over Florida from the Yucatan. Yeah, and off here off the coast. This is part of their jet stream manipulation, right? Now temperatures are supposed till next Monday, as far as I can see in the forecast, are supposed to stay in my area, between 40 and 53 degrees for the coming week, which is, another big break. It was cold for a few days last week, and then it warmed back up, I believe, Thursday. Anyways, as we can see here, all this moisture over the center of the country and how it's getting marched, the area high pressure just getting gouged up and through there, which is from a man-made device doing this. Is it's back here. It starts back here, gouging right up through there till it gets through there, and like you can see the angle there, the square. Anyways, I thought that this storm here, that they were going to start building on it and shoving it north, but it don't look like it's going to do that. This looks like it's going to stay off the coast, and they're going to be working on this one. We'll move on. Here we'll start with, this is the CONUS, Continental United States Geocolor image. And as you can see, this chem spraying through central Mexico on up into southern Texas, out into the Gulf. Now this stream's cut in half somehow, and then you got the same going up from the Yucatan over Cuba. Looks like over southern Florida and just south of Florida today. There's some spraying, it looks like, there in central Florida too. Today locally, yeah, I can't see nothing. It's complete whiteout. It looks like it's going to rain, but there's no rain in the forecast anytime soon. Now we'll move on. This is the next rad reflectivity images from this morning. This is from roughly 6:30 to 10 o'clock a.m. That would be Central Time, so Eastern Time, that would be till about 11 a.m. And as we can see here, these pulses running down from North Carolina on down the coast. Major zappage here in northern Florida, southern Georgia. And this one here, you can see how this is kind of getting drawn up to it. Anyways, we'll move on to, this is the center of the country. This is Nebraska right here. Colorado. Now they're getting some snow. And this is getting forced straight up from the south. And you can see that forcing, that straight up angle, and how you got all these lower level clouds. And you can see the zappage in it. Yeah, zappage. That's a word I made up. Z-A-P-P-A-G-E. But you can see the frequency lines in there. We'll move on to, this is the regional southeast visible water vapor. This is why I wanted to do this video earlier, so we can get a good view of the visible feeds. And so you can see this shitstorm just off the coast. Like I said, I thought it was going to get pulled up, but it looks like it's going to stay off the coast. It's fine by me. And right here, you can see it shooting up to Kansas there. You can see it being forced upwards forcing of high pressure in the middle of a low, which intensifies certain parts of a storm, like amount of rainfall and wind speed and all that. Move on. This would be the most recent from 3 p.m. Eastern yesterday, the 20th, until, well, current. And as you can see, this off the coast here, over the Carolinas, some pulsing going. Usually when you see that, it drags the water vapor towards it, which it kind of was, but not too much. Alright, we'll move on. This is a visible feed. This is southern Texas, the Gulf Coast. And you can just see the mess they're laying there from the airplanes, all the Chembombs. Now we'll click on this, go down. I like to rock the images. That way you can see the points of origin and how it, expands or progresses. And that's just a mess there, let me tell you. Now this is up through the center of the country, Nebraska once again. This is where they're gouging up the high pressure right in the center of that low, where they're dumping snow in Colorado. And as you can see, the frequency lines in these clouds from that manipulation. Oh, excuse me. Alright, now we'll look at, this is the IntelliCast, so we can see where there is precipitation. And right here in the center of the country, we have eastern Colorado getting some snow. Northwest Kansas, western Nebraska, on up into South Dakota, and central Minnesota, all getting some snow right now. Off here up in the northwest of the continental U.S., we see they're getting some precipitation, some snow there in northeast Washington, some snow in northern California and southern Oregon, and I guess you'd call that northern Oregon. So we'll move on. I'm going to look at the current. This is the mean sea level pressure, right? Wind at surface plus the mean sea level pressure, right? And then right here in the center of the country where they're getting the snow, right? You see the pressure difference there. Now we're gonna skip forward a couple days. As you can see how this pressure moves on. It looks like this area will probably be getting some snow tomorrow, or some winter mix, or rain, I guess, depending on the temperature. And then it skips on up into the northeast, or the Great Lakes, northeast the next day, and moves on. And I don't like going too far ahead, maybe like 3 days, but really when you pay attention, if you pay attention to like the Weather Channel or mainstream stuff, you'll see that the forecast some days I sat there and watched changed every half hour one day. But typically around 3 hours, every 3 hours they gotta update their forecast models. Now before we end off here, we're getting close to 10 minutes. This is the Weather Channel, weather.com, and I like coming here. I used to upload photos of my own. I started a couple years ago, and you didn't see all these new cloud types. You saw, more so less normal looking clouds. Now, skip ahead 2 years, and as you can see, you're getting all these man-made clouds in here. And then you just look through the descriptions. Like I would suggest going through these images and maybe uploading a few And yeah, so see all these different clouds. Sorry, my wife interrupted me there, so I got distracted. Uh, So, yeah, like I used to upload photos to here, and yeah, as you can see, the mantis and this one up here, where from the plane, I like that one. You can see from the chemicals what it would look like above, and you're seeing the sky look like it's on fire from below, kind of sort of like that one. I reckon this is here what it would look like from above. But yeah, I like going through these fan photos because a lot of these people are clueless, and they'll even type in, "Oh, pretty clouds," or this and that. I might have to steal a couple of these because there's some pretty good ones. Where did I see a good one about the eclipse moon? But anyways, yeah, that's my report. I just wanted to cover this photo stuff here at the end, and maybe like when I upload one, and I put in my own description about, like, oh, this is aerosols left by planes that are activated by electromagnetic frequencies, etc., etc. Anyways, we'll check back in tomorrow.